Alright guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Cadet Samuel. I'm your OIC for Friday's lab. So I'm gonna walk you guys through a recon. I know the last couple of days have been canceled. Alright, for the purpose of this lab, we're gonna start off at the ORP. So at the ORP, the SL is gonna disseminate all PIRs, which is Priority Intelligence Requirements. And for this lab, your lane markers will brief you as well, but just so you guys have an idea, the PIRs are locations of the weapon systems, intel, their movement, equipment, the types of weapons that they have, for example, small arms, M4, and their comms, if they have any comms or anything like that. So in the RP, the SL will disseminate all PIRs to the RNS teams and the SNO teams, the people that are going to be going the recon. It's up to you who you want to take on your recon. It can be a team leader, it could be a rifleman, it could be anyone you want. It's up to you guys. You guys have that leeway. It doesn't say anything in the doctrine who to take. And before you leave your ORP, you disseminate a GOTWA. Later in the video, I explain what a GOTWA is. So, alright, so once you leave your ORP, your squad leader is going to designate an RP. So an RP is a release point. The purpose of the release point is to have the leader send out his SNO teams and his RNS teams, which is not too close from the objective, so he won't get spotted. So the purpose is to be beyond sight and sound of the objective. And one other thing to point out is to have really good rally point characteristics. So a release point could be like a tree, a designated tree that everybody can spot or anything like that. And once he establishes his release point, he'll move up and he'll drop his SNO team. SNO is Security and Observation Team. So when you drop your team, you'll leave a GOTWA with them. And the way that they're going to be positioned is that one soldier is going to be facing the objective and the other one is going to be facing the direction of the ORP. Okay, and the purpose of the SNO team is to have eyes on the objective at all times. Then after that, you're going to go back to your release point, and that's where you're going to release your RNS teams. So this method right here is called the fan method. So the way it will work is that one RNS team will go to one point, then they'll drop for about 10-15 minutes, up to you, it depends. Then they'll record and recon the objective. Same thing for the other side. And they'll keep going until they reach the limit of advance, which is how far they can go. Or they receive all necessary PIRs. So the RNS team, they pinpoint the objective. Then, like I said, the SL will establish your LOAs. We'll also choose vantage points for you. And the only time you return, like I said earlier, is if all PIR is gathered, the LOA is reached, allocated time to conduct recon has elapsed, and enemy contact is made. Alright, we're going to talk about GOTWAs and salute format. So one thing to emphasize is that GOTWAs are always given whenever you leave your soldiers behind. So say you place down your SNO, you would give him a GOTWA. So basically what a GOTWA is a 5-point contingency plan. So it's going, others going, the time, what to do, and actions to do. So an example that I gave is 2 personnel going and others, which is who is going, which is like a PO or RTO. Then time that they briefed you, and the tentative time that they'll be back, like a no later than time. And then what to do if they don't come back in time. For example, usually it's like, if you don't come back in time, give us 15 more minutes. And actions to do, and this is if they get hit, they're gonna bounce back to you. And if you guys get hit, if the ORP gets hit, then you guys will just hold it down and they'll be on the way back. And for salute format, so when you guys gather your PIRs during your recon, you're gonna do it in a salute format. So salute format is the size, the activity, the location, uniform, time, and equipment. So an example that I give is size, 5 enemies, activity, holding security, location. This could be like the distance, direction, or if you have like a grid coordinate, you could do that too. Uniform, description of their attire, like black shirt, OCP bottom, stuff like that. Then time is the time when you recon. And equipment is like small arms capabilities. They have motor capabilities. That's just examples. And to go more in depth with what each of these are, so the release point is usually out of sight, out of mind, and it's all the way back. So the purpose of the release point is to have the leader send out his troops from this area. So it's not gonna be like a soldier sitting down here. It's gonna be like a prominent feature, or like say it's like a tree or wherever. So this release point, this is where he'll send out his S&O teams and his RNS teams. So the first person he's gonna drop is his S&O teams, which is secure observation. So they're gonna have eyes on the objective, and they're gonna report any necessary movement or anything that's crucial to the mission itself. Then the recon elements, this is called a fan method. Some of the resources I gave you guys will describe it like in detail, but most people use the fan method. So they would come in a little bit, and they'll sit here for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, recon what they see, whatever. Then they'll pick up and they'll move to a different area, and they'll do the same thing. Then they'll come back, go to the same point, do the same thing, then come back to the S&O teams, straight back to the RP.